Hey y'all, Austin here with Outer World Media. Welcome back to another library book haul. I am going to tag this one and title it, Could I Buy Any More Western Books? I might have gone a little crazy this go around, guys. I think this seriously might be bigger than my first haul from there. I've noticed the last couple times I've gone, their Western section is just kind of getting a little smaller. Which is not a bad thing. That means everybody's buying up westerns and reading them. I saw somebody last time I went actually trying to buy like almost the entire Sackett series. So I'm hoping that they're doing the read along with us, and they just don't have a channel. Maybe they're just participating. If you are, you beat me last time to get to the Louis L'Amour section, but not this go around. But again, guys, like I said, that section's getting a little smaller, so I wanted to buy a decent amount of Western books. I feel like if it's not like a Louis L'Amour, Zane Grey, Max Brand, if you're not a really like one of the more well-known authors, I feel like I'm not coming across that many books by smaller authors or authors I haven't heard of. So I went a little crazy and I bought some authors that I have not heard of. They actually had a section where normally the Western books, I've lied to you guys. I told you they're like 10 cents. It's like 50 cents a paperback and a dollar a hardcover. They had 25 cents section for Westerns. So I kind of dug through that and I didn't even really read the back of any of them. I just grabbed them because for 25 cents, for a buck, you can't beat that. But let's start off, guys. We're going to start off with a movie set that I got. I picked up the Sam Elliott Western collection. This has The Desperate Trail, Rough Riders, and You Know My Name. I have been wanting to buy this for quite a long time, and this Tom Selleck collection as well. I haven't yet. My wife, for whatever reason, absolutely loves Sam Elliott. I mean, I like the guy, but I don't find him uh, like him in the way that my wife does. Let's put it that way. But again, we're super excited. It's $2 for this 3 movies. Couldn't beat it. It doesn't really look like there's any special features on here. Two of these are in full screen versions, which is fine. That's okay. I've been watching westerns on Tubi, and a lot of those are in the full screen, so they're the square viewing. But again, super excited to finally pick this up, and for $2 of all things, and the movies are like mint brand new. I'm gonna start off with two books that are not westerns that I've had my eye on. If you know who Dustin Neely is, if you don't know who he is, go look him up. He, friend of the channel. He's been following the channels for a long time since like the beginning of the year. I consider him a friend. He had done a couple reviews, 2 reviews on 2 different books, and I liked the cover so much. And then he kind of started explaining on the books. And that is, let me see here if I can get it. And that is Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey. And I just like how those fit together like that. But from what Dustin was saying, it's not like I forget how they're set up like a poem or whatever you want, a sonnet. This is like an actual like book. And these were in the newer section, so these were like $3 a piece. But I've been wanting to get them. These are the Signet Classics, but I've been wanting to get these for quite a long time. I've been wanting to read them, and then I saw Dustin do the review and show off the covers, and I couldn't help but want to get them. So I think that's awesome. I love anything and everything Roman and Greek mythology wise. So I'm super interested to read this. I've been wanting to read more classic literature, and I think this will be a good way to introduce myself again into these stories. I remember, I think it was the Odyssey we read back in like high school. I think it was like ninth grade. And I think they showed us "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" afterwards. And I was like, "How is this related to?" And they're like, "Well, it's." Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. But again, super excited to pick these up for $6. Hey, you can't beat that. Now we're gonna get into the westerns, guys. We're gonna start off with, and again, a lot of these are 25-cent books. I don't know what they're about. I just grabbed them. I picked up "Renegade Gun" by Lewis B. Patton. Short little book. Next is Lewis B. Patton's Sharp Shod. They called him a killer. It looks like this is a double Sharp Shod, and they called him a killer. A double Western collection. Again, I don't know. There's a lot of these I think are going to be Lewis B. Patton's. They had adult Westerns in there, and I thought about picking them up, but I don't really care to read about what the adult part of it is. I don't want that. My westerns. Next, Lewis B. Patton's Red Runs the River. Again, just trying to get some different authors that I haven't really read. Next is J.T. Edson, Arizona Range War. And again, if these were in decent condition, I just picked them up. Next, we have Lewis B. Patton, Lynching at Broken Butte. This one's a little bit more beat up, but you know what? It is what it is. These are older westerns. I think that adds class to them. Next, we have a Walt Slade Western by Bradford Scott, Bullet Justice. This might be part of a series. I grabbed a couple series and realized they were like book 4, book 10, book 12, and I kind of put some back. I may have missed a couple. This is one I grabbed, and I saw this the last time I was there, and I was like, nah, I'll pass. And it's a novelization of a movie, and that is Dances with Wolves. I know that's like a super long movie, so I'm interested to see how it's condensed down to about 300 pages. I did get a couple Louis L'Amour books that I didn't own. The first one is Trailing West. I'm guessing this is like a short story collection. Again, always looking for my Louis L'Amour books. Get this next stack here. Next, we have Luke Short, and this is an author I've been wanting to get. This is one that I was wanting to find, and it was in the 25-cent aisle section, so I was super excited, and that is Ramrod. Again, I'm just trying to pick up any author that I really haven't read. Next, we have Luke Short, Brand of Empire. Next is another Lewis B. Patton, and that is The Tarnished Star. Another Luke Short novel, and this is Savage Range. Again, I'm just going to have to turn this whole bookshelf back here into a Western section. I did pick up a few Max Brand books. I picked up Gunman's Feud. I know that Faceless did a Max Brand review, and so it really got me wanting to pick up some more of his. I did pick up some Zan Greys I didn't own. I picked up 3,000 on the Hoof, 30,000 on the Hoof. Next is J.T. Edson, 44 Caliber Man. And I saw the cover of this, and the Irishman with the kilt really got me interested in this, and so that's why I picked it up. I would have picked it up because it's 25 cents, but this one, just for the cover alone, makes me want to. And I'm going to read this back here, and I didn't read the back. I'm going to read it to you guys, though. Those Texas desperados had never seen a man in a kilt before. They were laughing fit to kill until one of them got killed, and the war was on between a greenhorn Scot and the wildest outlaws in the West. That's when the men of the floating outfit stepped in to show Colin how to handle a 44 and even the odds, and he learned mighty fast 44 caliber man. That sounds interesting to me. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of sold. I kind of want to read that one right now. Another Zan Grey that I picked up was Women of the Frontier. If you've read any Zan Grey, and I've only read one. I read Riders of the Purple Sage. I think Zan Grey's take on women, even Louis L'Amour's are good, but I think Zan Grey's take on the women character in Riders of the Purple Sage was interesting, and I really liked it. So I saw that, and it looks like there's other stories of here too, maybe? I don't know. Again, I didn't read the back. It's a Zan Grey. One of the other Louis L'Amour books I picked up was the Californios, something like that. Next was one that I was wanting to pick up the last time, and I put it back down, and I was kicking myself in the butt for doing that, and that is the novelization of Wyatt Earp. Again, if you know me, if you follow the channel for any length of time, I am obsessed with anything and everything of Wyatt Earp, wanting to learn about Wyatt Earp. So really excited to have that. Next, I picked up Zan Grey's Majesty's Rancho, which looks to be a longer Zan Grey novel, which we'll see how that goes. Zan Grey and me don't have the best history with longer novels. Next is another Max Brand book, and that is The Tenderfoot. I'm not going to lie, guys. I love these like little 5-cent, 35-cent pocket book editions. Next is Zan Grey's The Ranger and Other Stories. Sounds like a short story collection by Zan Grey. And this is one I told you guys in the last book haul that I was debating on picking up, and I didn't. I was looking, couldn't find it, and then they have like a little cart where you can put books back if you don't want to get them. And I saw this, and I grabbed it instantly, and that is Zan Grey's Riders of the Purple Sage. Yes, I already own this, but I own the uncut, uncensored edition. So I want to read this next time I read it, and I will reread this book again, and I'm going to try and read this edition. Next, we have Max Brand's Donegan. First time in paperback. Again, I just love these old Western books. I'm trying to get a nice collection going. Next is Boulder Dam. I think I might have this on my Kindle. And And I'm sorry if my computer's dinging. My wife is texting me. But again, I think this is on my Kindle. Zane Grey, you can get his books on Kindle for like $1. So I would highly recommend looking that up. Next is Max Brand's Battles in the Three Crosses. This is another double pack book. Again, 50 cents for 2 books. That's not bad. Next, we have J.T. Edson, Gun Wizard. Again, 25 cents was going to pick it up, and I saw Gun Wizard. I was like, okay, I kind of want to get that. Next is Lewis B. Patton, The Ordeal of Jason Ord. And that appears to be Lewis B. Patton right back there. I'm hoping this is an author that I really like. I'm not going to lie to you guys, because I probably picked up like 10 of his books. Next is Lewis B. Patton, Proudly They Die. I don't know why his books were in that 25-cent section. Like, he seemed to have a lot of books, and I only grabbed some of them. Like, I probably could have spent quite a bit more money on just buying more of his books. Another one, Lewis B. Patton, Ride a Crooked Trail. And he's a Spur Award-winning author per this book. So, he's obviously not a bad author if he's won the Spur Award. Next is Lewis B. Patton, The Arrogant Guns. And this appears to be a large type Western. So I don't know if that means the font or what. Next, another J.T. Edson book, and that is Decision for Dusty Fog. Again, another 25 cents. And again, guys, these covers, I'm not going to lie, are freaking awesome. I love these. J.T. Edson, Go Back to Hell. Again, I picked up like 10 or 15 books by this guy, so I really hope I like him. I probably have more books by him now than I do Zane Grey. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Next, I have Lewis B. Patton, The Killings at Coyote Springs. Another Lewis B. Patton, that is Vengeance Rider. Sorry, you hear my phone against my wife. Another Zane Grey, and that is Knights of the Range. Didn't read any of these Zane Grey books, I'm not going to lie. The back of them, I just knew I didn't have them, and I wanted to get them. I just can't seem to find Zane Grey books anywhere else. Next, we have Zane Grey's At Stake a Continent, The Spirit of the Border. I mean, this looks interesting as heck. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Another Walt Slade Western, and that is Death's Harvest by Bradford Scott. I hope I can read these out of order. I really do, guys. Next is Luke Short's King Colt. Another Luke Short, and that is Trouble Country. Then the last one is Luke Short, Paper Sheriff. Now, what I mean by that's the last one. That is the last of the ones that I don't own. I did a vanity buy, an impulse buy. I'm not going to lie. And I know that people on the wagon train, if you don't know what that is, a group of us are reading the Sackett series from start to finish. We read the first 2 books this month, and we're going to read the next 2 books in October, so on and so forth. It's not too late to join. You can fly through the first 2 books, I promise. But while I was there, I looked in the Louis L'Amour section, and they didn't have any that I didn't have except for those 2. And I was looking near the deal section where they had like the 25-cent books, and they had a set of books that you could buy for so much. Well, I was looking, and if you guys know me, again, I love Louis L'Amour. I am a collector of his books. You know, I've been reading them since I was a kid. I absolutely am enthralled with them. I love them. They had a couple sets that I saw them, and I grabbed them, didn't even think about it. And yeah, I'm going to show those to you right now. Let me duck down here real quick. So the first one is the Sackett, the early years. And this was 7 books for $3. I'm going to show you the tag here. And why I rebought these, that is because they are the library hardcover print, hardback. Did I need these? No. Did I want them? Heck yes. These have, again, they're the library editions, but they are in like pristine edition, and they are what would be your paperbacks, but in hardcover. And I absolutely really like that. Again, you know, got Sackett's Land here, Warrior's Path, Jubal Sackett, which is going to be on this month's read, Ride the River. And I don't think these are in any order. I think I'm missing like 3 or 4 out of here. Next is the Daybreakers, then Lando, and then Sackett. Again, these are in like pristine condition, and they're hardback, so I couldn't pass them up. So that's the first set. And I look over next to it. And well, lo and behold, what do I know? They had the Sackett the later years, 7 for $3. So I had to pick those up. And that was the Sackett brand, the Skyliners, the Lonely Men, Galloway, Treasure Mountain. A couple of these are a little bit more beat up than others, but they're in great condition, I think. You have the Ride the Dark Trail and Lonely on the Mountain. Again, 14 Louis L'Amour books for $6. I couldn't beat it. I really couldn't, guys. And especially with, I think these are interesting, and I'm hoping that another fellow YouTuber is going to agree with me that they think these are awesome. But again, I couldn't pass them up. I collect Louis L'Amour books. Having these in hardback, the paperback like size, I couldn't pass that up. Again, I don't know when I'll ever come across these, and these are obviously library editions, so I picked them up. I'm not sorry about it by any means. I had to have them when I saw them, and it wasn't that much. It was $6 for 14 books. So, and I know, especially since I'm going on a, plane trip in the end of October, I can take a couple of these with me and have books that aren't going to get beat up as bad as paperbacks. But again, guys, that is the book haul for the month of September 2024. Again, titled, Could I Buy Any More Western Books? I probably could have. Should I have? No. If you guys don't see me again, it's because I didn't do a good job hiding how many books I bought for my wife. So I may be in the doghouse with Kevin over at Kevin Toll Reads. So if you guys need to find us, look in the doghouse for us. Again, guys, thank you for stopping by. Let me know down below, what do you guys want me to pick up? What should I keep an eye out for? Let me know if you guys have picked up any new books. Y'all have a good one.